Heartbreak feels like one of the most human emotions. But is it something only modern people experience? The answer is no. Imagine living over 100,000 years ago. There were no cities, no music, no flowers, and certainly no dating apps. Every single day was about survival, finding food, escaping predators, staying alive. But even in this dangerous world, something extraordinary was happening inside the human brain. Men and women weren't just choosing the strongest partner. They were slowly beginning to choose someone they enjoyed being with. Scientists believe our ancestors formed emotional bonds long before civilization existed. Unlike many animals that separated after mating, early humans often stayed together. Raising a child took years, and one parent simply couldn't do it alone. Love may have started as something practical, a partnership for survival, but over thousands of generations, those partnerships became something much deeper. The very first love story probably didn't begin with words. It began with trust, a shared meal, a helping hand, a warm fire on a cold night. Long before humans wrote poems about love, they were already living it. Today, people can meet through school, work, friends, or even a phone app. But 100,000 years ago, life was very different. Ancient humans lived in small groups of only 20 to 50 people. Everyone knew each other, and meeting someone new was actually quite rare. Sometimes, two groups would meet while hunting, gathering food, or searching for water. These gatherings weren't just about survival. They were also opportunities to find new partners. Choosing someone from another group helped keep families healthy and created friendships between different communities. But attraction wasn't only about strength. Someone who shared food, protected others, cared for children, or stayed calm during danger was often seen as a valuable partner. Kindness, trust, and cooperation may have been just as important as physical strength. When we think about love today, we often imagine holding hands, hugging, or kissing. But did prehistoric humans show affection the same way? The honest answer is, we don't know for sure. There are no photographs or written records from 100,000 years ago. What scientists do know is that humans have always needed physical closeness. A gentle touch could comfort someone after a difficult hunt. Sitting close beside a warm fire helped people feel safe. Parents hugged their children, and couples likely showed affection in simple ways long before words existed. As for kissing, some cultures throughout history kissed to show love, while others never did. This suggests that kissing may not have been a universal human behavior from the very beginning. Instead, every group probably developed its own traditions over thousands of years. Whether it was a smile, a touch, or simply sitting together under the stars, love didn't need words to be understood. Today, someone might propose with a ring. Thousands of years ago, there were no rings, flowers, or written love letters. So how did ancient humans let someone know they wanted to stay together? The answer was probably much simpler than you think. Instead of expensive gifts, they showed commitment through actions. A hunter might share the best piece of meat after a successful hunt. Someone might help build a shelter, gather firewood, or protect another person during danger. These everyday actions showed, "You matter to me." Scientists believe trust was one of the strongest signs of love. If two people spent more time together, shared food regularly, and cared for each other during difficult times, the rest of the group likely noticed their growing bond. There was no need for a formal proposal. Their actions spoke louder than words. For our ancestors, love wasn't something you said. It was something you did every single day. Today, marriage usually means a ceremony, vows, and a legal promise. But if we travel back tens of thousands of years, none of those things existed. There were no churches, no wedding dresses, and no marriage certificates. So, were ancient humans married? Probably not in the modern sense. But many couples likely formed long-term partnerships. They lived together, shared food, raised children, and depended on each other every day. To the rest of the tribe, that was enough to show they belonged together. As human societies grew into villages, different traditions slowly appeared. Some communities celebrated new couples with simple feasts. Others exchanged handmade gifts or asked family elders for approval. Every culture developed its own way of recognizing a partnership. Marriage didn't begin as a single invention. It slowly evolved over thousands of years, but its foundation stayed the same: two people choosing to build a life together. Hollywood often tells us that true love lasts forever. But what about prehistoric humans? Did they spend their entire lives with one partner? The truth is, there's no single answer. Different groups likely lived in different ways. Some couples probably stayed together for many years, especially while raising young children. Human babies need care for much longer than the young of most animals. Working together gave children a much better chance of surviving, so strong partnerships were a real advantage. But life was unpredictable. Hunting accidents, disease, harsh winters, or attacks from predators could separate families without warning. If a partner died, the surviving person might eventually form a new relationship to help care for themselves and their children. Love wasn't always a perfect fairy tale. It was shaped by survival. Yet through every challenge, humans kept forming deep emotional bonds, and those bonds helped our species thrive. The same brain systems that create love can also create grief when we lose someone we care about. Ancient humans faced loss far more often than we do today. A hunting accident, illness, harsh winters, or dangerous animals could take the life of a loved one without warning. Yet archaeological discoveries suggest these losses deeply affected people. Some ancient burials show individuals carefully laid to rest with flowers, tools, jewelry, or objects they used in life. These weren't just bodies being buried. They were people being remembered. When a partner was gone, the pain was probably just as real as it is today. But life had to continue. Families, friends, and the tribe helped each other survive, reminding us that love wasn't only between two people. It was shared by the whole community. Even tens of thousands of years ago, the human heart may have broken and healed just as it does today. When people think about the secret behind humanity's success, they usually imagine bigger brains, better tools, or the discovery of fire. But there was another powerful force that helped shape our species: love. Love encouraged people to stay together, raise children, share food, and help one another through difficult times. Families became stronger. Tribes became larger. Communities learned to trust each other, and together they accomplished things that no single person could do alone. Over thousands of years, these small acts of kindness created villages, civilizations, and eventually the modern world. Every hug, every shared meal, every helping hand strengthened the bonds that allowed humans to survive and grow. So, how did ancient humans fall in love? There was no single moment. It happened slowly, through trust, care, and cooperation. Long before poems, weddings, or Valentine's Day, love was already changing the course of history. And in many ways, it still is.